figure out who changed the countdown music. It wasn't me.
I noticed it too. The other day when I was streaming, I think I tried to specifically call you about that.
It's much more
It felt like Peter
upbeat.
Gabriel.
Ooh,
I
great
felt like it
call
was
out.
starting the song. In your eyes, the light,
Dun,
the
dun, dun,
heat.
dun.
Your eyes are incomplete. No, I really. That's where my mind goes to when I hear that song.
Sorry, I was on that Peter Gabriel jam. So yeah, I'm Mike.
I'm Brendan.
This is Two Dudes Wearing Hats. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining live. Please make sure you like, subscribe, hit that button, do all those internet things wherever you are watching, whether it is on YouTube, at youtube.com/at Two Dudes Wearing Hats, twitch.tv/Two Dudes Wearing Hats, or go to 2dwh.com. Takes you right to this page here. So what's up, dude?
Not much. Not much. It's been a long day. I'm in New Zealand.
You're in New Zealand?
Yeah, I am.
Where in New Zealand?
Auckland.
Auckland?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. What?
I've been playing WWE 2K25 today, and my Xbox is in New Zealand.
So
I'm in New Zealand.
You're in New Zealand.
I'm in New Zealand. Yeah.
You brought all your stuff. I'm happy for you.
Oh man, you got to have the background look the same.
Yeah.
If you get a good enough green screen and you take a picture of your usual background, it just looks it's perfect.
I wonder when I see like content creators and podcasters and streamers and all of that. I you can kind of tell sometimes when their background is just a green screen image of a generic background.
Yeah. Versus
like some people have it to the point where it literally just looks like a bedroom. Like it would literally just be walls like this with a poster.
Yeah.
And nothing indescript or, nothing like that sticks out. Just very bland background, but completely green screen. I wonder if that's just for like consistency or I don't know. If maybe the real background's more horrific than we can possibly imagine.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah. So
you don't get to see that fake streamer life. What are you pouring over there?
I'm pouring some whiskey. Ooh,
okay.
I'm gonna make you guess what this is.
Okay.
So it is. I don't even know where to begin because this is a interesting product. So I'm trying to figure out.
I might not even know it.
You've never had it.
Oh.
I don't think you've ever had this.
Well, then this is going to be a bitch to guess.
It's 2 words. Well, the brand is 2 words. Okay. Both words start with the same letter. Maybe the color helps.
No. Why did I lean into Calumet Farms? That's not even close. No. I don't know. What's the letter?
M.
Maker's Mark.
Very close, but no.
That I don't know. Who's it going to be?
Members Mark.
Members Mark. What is Members Mark?
This is Members Mark Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Now I want you to do me a favor. While I'm explaining this whiskey, I want you to grab your phone, look up who owns Members Mark.
Okay.
So this is Members Mark Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is small batch aged in charred American oak barrels, 45% alcohol, 90 proof. This was distilled. Actually, I'll wait to tell you where it was distilled. Once you find out who makes.
No, I found out who makes it.
Who makes Members Mark?
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
That's your
also,
Sam's Club bourbon.
Walmart.
It's
Members Mark is the brand that they have in Walmart. So this is Members Mark Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This should be their whiskey.
It should be Members Mart.
No. Well, everything they have is called Members Mark.
It should be Mart.
It should be Mart, but it's not. It's Members Mark.
Well, they missed an opportunity.
Do you want to know what's really funny? Where this stuff was made? Distilled by Barton's 1792 distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky.
Wow.
So this is a small batch. This is a small batch, 90 proof, out of the 1792 distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. I, it's
I mean, I'm not mad about it.
1792 rebottled, dude.
We
It's
are back
it's
to.
wild. Four Roses.
It is indeed Four Roses, single barrel. We're very, very close to the
I thought we
end.
were both gonna be small batch boys.
We're very close to the end. I had an ice cube that I didn't know that I've had. I thought I have this problem that I always forget to refill my ice molds,
Mm-hmm.
and first world problems. I had a lot of those today. Xbox or PlayStation. Did I put the water in the ice mold? Did I use tap or bottled? Um, I don't know.
Spring.
Spring water.
Do you ever get asked in restaurants now if you ask for a glass of water, do you want sparkling or still?
Yeah, still.
Have we had this conversation?
You mean tap?
Yeah, just tap water.
Yeah, I think we had it. I don't
Mhm.
know. I can't remember the conversations we have. Now, Bob says he's drinking something from Mad Tree. Knowing Bob, that's going to be a lager. Thanks for joining us this week, Bob.
Mm.
We know you, we know
That
that
is
you
delicious.
never tune in. We appreciate you. Grocery stores.
So
Sorry, I just read immediately. Grocery stores. I just
he just
immediately
immediately
read it.
he's just like the audience. He's like, what's on the screen
Ooh.
there?
There's something about
Um,
groceries? Why do you want to talk about groceries, Mike?
I actually have had a lot of time to scroll through the internet the past couple days, and something that I've noticed is that in the state of Kentucky, we've started getting the grocery store Publix. Are you familiar with Publix?
I am not. I know that they have a green sign.
They have a green sign, and from what I've seen,
It's the
they're
extent
known.
of what I know.
I've gone to a few of them in like Tennessee to go shopping, and they have them in a couple different states, but I've never gotten like the food from there. And supposedly everybody raves about the sandwiches. The pub sub is what it's called, the Publix sub. Uh, so we just got one in Lexington, Kentucky. Throughout the next year and a half, we're going to start seeing them popping up all over Kentucky. But
Okay.
people are losing their mind at this grocery store. People are waiting an hour and a half for a sandwich. People are fighting in the
That's
parking lot
absurd.
over parking spots.
That's absurd.
Losing their mind over a grocery store. And it
That's
makes
what I
me
picture
think
when you guys talk about Buc-ee's. That's what I'm picturing.
it is quite, Buc-ee's is quite chaotic. I wouldn't say it's aggressive. Everybody's kind of really happy because there's so much overwhelming goofy shit in a Buc-ee's that it's hard to be angry about too many people or too much of a crowd or a line for the bathroom. Because as soon as you're like, oh, I'm really mad at this, like, ooh, ranch flavored corn nuggets, let's go. There's just always random, ooh, a barbecue sandwich, ooh, cotton candy, ooh, piece of candy. There's always something you're stumbling across in Buc-ee's. It's going to kind of keep you from getting mad at the lines or
Gotcha.
the giantness of it. So that made me think, and we were talking about this a little bit earlier today about kind of the experience with grocery stores, because you had just mentioned there's a couple this year that you had just discovered.
Yeah, not discover. I had always heard of them, but never been.
Mm.
And I accompanied my mother because she loves to do things like, let's go to a random grocery, and then while I'm there, it turns into, what do you need at your house? Like I'm a sad child that has been adopted off of the street, and she's trying to like, it feels like one of those things like at Christmas when you see the
Somebody's
kids.
got to take over for John Cena on the Make-A-Wish. I guess your mom is.
Yeah, right. There you go. So it's like one of those things where you see the kid at Christmas that's getting to go through the toy store and pick out what he wants. That's how I feel like it is with my mom. She's the police officer going.
I was gonna say, is it like the shop with a cop?
Yeah, yeah. It's like shop with a cop.
You
Yeah,
get a cheap Lego set or like a GI Joe, and the cop hangs out with you and then drops you off back at home.
yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
wonderful.
This is shop with mom, and that's kind of how it goes.
Shop with a cop.
Yep.
What do you
But,
think was the first? What do you think was the first time they presented that idea in a city? Because they tested it somewhere. What was the first city council meeting where like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send the cops to all your houses. What? Why? we're gonna come pick up your kids. Why?
Well, not all
No,
the houses.
no.
Some of the less fortunate. Now
Yeah,
they bring them there to meet the
we're just gonna
cops.
come to the houses. There's not a lot of money, and we're gonna take your kids. What? No. Like I can just only imagine the first time they tried to present it to like a group of people of like, hey, here's what we're gonna do.
One of my favorite stories that has actually happened in recent years. Um, Here we go. This was from December 4th this year. In Chesterfield County, Virginia. They were shocked when a suspected shoplifter attempted to steal $1,400 worth of items during the Shop with a Cop event. He was caught by 50 officers that were on the scene for the event after attempting to flee. He also had outstanding warrants and faces grand larceny charges. Police in Virginia were left stunned after a shoplifter decided to steal. Yep.
That's like deciding I'm gonna cook steak inside the lion exhibit.
Yeah,
Like, where am I going to prepare this steak? Where's a good place for me to fire up a grill and sear some meat up? Lion's Den.
They said they think he was stunned. I don't know why. Yeah.
My question is, did he know it was a Shop with a Cop event? I mean, you'd have to. I mean, why would you? Because I'm sure there's probably like 10 cruisers outside.
Well, here you go. A member of the staff at Walmart came up and informed them that they had a shoplifting in progress. The police lieutenant James Lamb told CBS 6, between the sheriff's department and the police officers, we had 50 uniformed personnel at the store. You would assume there's a few vehicles out front if you're talking about uniformed officers.
And like, so hold on, you're in a Walmart. What did it say? What he was stealing?
$1,400 worth of items. It did not specify the items.
Okay, because that's what I'm thinking about. Like, how deep in the store did he get? Because most Walmarts are like kind of groceries and clothes in the front, and then expensive, like the electronics and shit's always in like the back of the place.
Back middle.
Yeah, back middle. So that makes me wonder, like, how did he go straight to the back, not realize the cops were like 50 deep at the Walmart?
Yeah, right.
Put something in his pocket. I don't know how you got $1,400 though before you know. There's not any one item in a Walmart that's $1,400. So how much shit did he actually take before he realized, like, I have to go?
There's some games and some.
They're all behind a case.
TVs.
They're in a box.
Bluetooth speakers. I don't know.
That's true. You probably could open up one of the like glass cases with like the cameras and the Google Homes and the iPads and all this phones.
Yeah.
You pocket like 3 or 4 phones.
It could be anything.
That's $1,400. Actually, yeah, you pocket like 2 iPhones. That's like $1,400. So.
Oh, eggs.
Egg. He took 3 eggs.
3 eggs. 3 cartons.
There you go.
Let's be generous.
There you go. 3 cartons.
3 cartons.
So stealing in front of the cops is never a good idea, especially.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite stories from the Shop with a Cop. Now that you bring that up, I had no idea that we were going to talk about that, but I'm glad I remember that. So, what was your recent experience that you're talking about? Mine was I experienced Aldi and Trader Joe's for the first time, and I was They're kind of small for the amount of people that they're trying to attract. I feel. I got some good stuff at each, but would I make a special trip? I don't remember it. Nothing stands out right now that blew my mind.
So I have a very strong opinion on the two, on Aldi and Trader Joe's. First off, your regular grocery stores, your like Kroger's and things like that, those are a nightmare for me. I don't like that vibe. Because for me, like a full Kroger trip, sometimes I go with my wife and it's fine. I'm kind of just wandering around, just kind of.
Do you have one of the big Kroger though? Like you have one of those like fuckers too deep.
We don't have one that sells clothes. Like some of them have like clothing, and you can buy like boots and stuff there now.
Yeah, no, that's the one that I have.
We don't have that big, but like it has a Starbucks in it.
it almost feels like I'm going to a Walmart when I go
Yeah,
to the Kroger out here.
yeah.
They've
Ours
got one of
isn't that.
those restaurants, that 1883 restaurant, and it's right by the brand new Braxton Dewey's Grater combo that they put out here.
I'm surprised there's not a skyline in there built as
I
well.
know, because in Taylor Mill they
They have a
actually have
skyline graders,
La
the
Rosa's.
Roses. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it's like just the three great Cincinnati brands all together.
yeah, yeah. But this one, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's skyline ends up there nearby
Right.
somewhere. They've got
So
a little courtyard between them. It's kind of cool.
I prefer Trader Joe's over Aldi. Aldi isn't bad, but what I noticed about Aldi's most popular aisle is there's an aisle like kind of in the middle that's like the deals aisle. It's not you're not going to buy like food in this aisle. You're not going to buy beverages or beer, like ice cream, none of that shit. This aisle is purely going to be like, oh hey, we've got these frying pans that are on sale. Hey, you want an apple cinnamon scented candle? Hey, guess what? Packs of Crayola crayons and coloring books are. It's just like a weekly deals
Yeah.
aisle. It's all good shit. Like you go in there and you'll be like, oh, we did need a new set of knives
But most
anyway.
of it ends up being a, hey, we did need this. It's an impulse buy type
Yeah,
situation.
it's totally impulse buy, but it's like that's always the most busy aisle whenever I've gone to an Aldi is that weird like deals aisle. I'm a big meat and cheese guy. I kind of skip a lot of the other stuff at Aldi and go right to like the deli meat, the cheese. I love a good charcuterie board.
Yep.
And Aldi is pretty good at giving you really good options for a charcuterie board. Now, above that is that Trader Joe's, baby. I spend so much money on nuts in Trader Joe's. It is ridiculous, dude. If you just want fun, weird snacks, that's where to go. When I leave a Trader Joe's, like we just went there, it was like garlic black pepper cashews, everything bagel almonds,
Interesting.
chili crisp, like the chili oil with like the chili crisp stuff in it
Yeah.
that's really popular right now, like a jar of that, pretzel, like little pretzel thins that are covered in like white chocolate that are insanely good. And I think I gave you, like, I always buy these stupid things at Trader Joe's called snacky clusters. They're called snacky clusters. I think I might have gave you one. And if not, I am next time I see you.
Okay.
It's in chocolate, and it's like broken up potato chips, broken up Fritos,
Okay.
and like pretzel pieces, but they just kind of make little clumps and coat them in chocolate. So you just got this kind of salty, crunchy, chocolate covered like deal, just kind of like a little wad, and just about that big, just pop it in your mouth, and it's about size, like it's like the size of like a curly Cheeto. So those
Nice.
things are fire though. But I spend way too much time at a Trader Joe's on snacks. It's kind of like for me the mini Jungle Gyms. Like if you can't go to Jungle Gyms and
love
do
me
like the
some-
big funness, the whole exorbitant ride that is
Yeah.
a Jungle Gyms, just go to a Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're from Cincinnati, you know what we're talking about.
Mhm.
If you're not from Cincinnati, that's surprising.
Shame on
and
you.
We thank you for watching. No, not shame on you. We thank you for watching, because that means that you're not somebody who I have to see on my daily life and shit like that. Or I don't know. I'm just kidding. Yeah, welcome. Those of you on
But yeah.
Twitch, those of you on YouTube, thanks for joining us.
So I wanted to ask you.
Where was your? Yeah, what were you gonna ask me?
So I wanted to ask you. There was one thing that I wanted to get your opinion on.
Oh,
And this is when I told you, like, hey,
Oh,
here's
boy.
what I'm going to bring up on the show.
oh God, I'm worried about this.
No. So I want to start off.
This has something to do with a body part, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
How often do you think about, look at, or like check out your belly button?
Once a day.
Once a day. What do you mean? What
Those-
do you do?
That fucker, I don't know how it works. I don't know the magic of t-shirts and the hair on my body and the slope that it takes, that it absorbs lint.
Okay.
And it just steers the lint down to my belly button, and it makes this perfect little ball, spitball size. Not that I'm going to spitball you with a That's a great people's eyebrow that you got there, by the way. I just wanted you to know you hit a great one
I'm
there.
just interested
When I
by
started talking
this
about
daily belly button thing you got going on.
no, I mean I'm gonna finger my belly button at the end of the day to make sure that I don't have a fucking lint ball in there.
Huh.
I'm gonna give it a little twist around.
I I couldn't tell you up until like a couple weeks ago the last time I thought about my belly button. Like
Oh, jeez.
I wash it in the shower. I like scrub it.
Okay.
I get in there and wash it, but I'm never. It's it's the
What
same.
are we talking about?
It's
Okay,
the
keep
same
going.
thing as like my shoulder blade. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm not like like let me make sure my shoulder blade is not. I don't know. It's just I never think about my belly button. But
Your shoulder
as
blade's not a goddamn cup.
no, but as we talked about, I just recently had hernia surgery,
Oh,
and I
good.
had my hernia repaired.
So this is gonna be delicious. Let me cleanse
Well,
my palate with a Mountain Dew.
so part of that was they cut. That's where they went in through the belly button. That's the way they did all of it. That's where they like glued it back together. So I had
Yes.
a wad of cotton. She had filled my belly button with a wad of cotton and put a bandage over it. After a
Gotcha.
couple of days, I took that off as the instructions said to. 2 weeks pass. I go to my doctor. I did not realize, apparently, my belly button had gone from an innie to an outie, where, like, I guess fluid had accumulated and had, like, filled that space.
Yep.
So I had to actually lay down
This is where we're gonna get followers.
and have a needle stuck into my belly button, and
Oh.
she drained like 3 tubes of fluid and blood out of my belly button.
Jesus.
But what that means I have to do is now
You set me up.
every day after I shower, for a little while, I have to take a bottle of cotton, wad it up, stick it in my belly button, put a Band-Aid over it, and go about my day. And then when I take a shower the next day, take it out, wash, dry off, and then put it back in there. Because apparently that's gonna, while it's healing, keep my innie belly button. My doctor is really obsessed with like making sure I have a like I want it to look good. So when people say that I see that I did your surgery, I want it to look like very confident in the process and very proud of her work.
Yeah. You got so many eyes on your belly button.
I'm right. I'm 41 years old. I'm not going around flashing my belly button. I'm like on a daily basis. I'm not a person who you're gonna be like, hey, that guy's got navel.
You guys want to see some good work?
Hey,
Yeah. Hang on. Let me take
who
this
did
cotton
that
out.
belly button?
Oh
Who
man.
did like so for the next week at least, because I go back in a week, I'm gonna kind of have to walk around with a belly button tampon.
Belly button tampon.
Episode title.
Phrase I was not expecting to hear tonight.
But yeah,
Thank you very much for that.
cheers
Cheers.
to my name.
Are we ready for our beer of the night? That seems like a good segue. I mean, that's not a segue. That wasn't a segue at all. I'm just done with my drink. It looks like you're done with your drink. It sounds like it's time. And
It is time for the beer of the week. What do you got, brother?
what do I got? You're gonna start with me?
Yeah,
Okay, my glass.
mainly because my zipper's stuck.
Well, that happens every now and then, and sometimes you just gotta let it go.
There we go.
We will be using a Guinness glass,
Okay.
but we're not drinking a stout. We're drinking a smooth and silky IPA.
Smooth and silky. What IPA we
The
got?
top of the can says, "What's her secret? Come a little closer. Closer still. She knows something you don't. Beer speaks. People mumble."
Oh, it's Lagunitas. Because I
It
know that slogan, beer speaks,
It
people
is.
mumble.
Yep.
Talk about a girl, so it's gonna be a little something something.
It's a little something something.
It's a little something
There
something.
you go.
Let's go.
Nice. Good call. Good
Let's
call.
go. I'm gonna be drinking out of the Burial glass for Burial Brewing in Asheville, North Carolina. The top of this beer says brewed and canned by the good folks at blank 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 in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, Memphis.
This is a hazy IPA. This is from Wise Acre Brewing Company.
Okay, that's a new one for me. I am not
Yep.
familiar with them, so
This
I would not
is-
have guessed that all night.
This is Bo Echo. Cool
Great
can.
can.
Yeah, great artwork on that.
Yeah, that's cool looking.
Yeah.
Little space kind of themed.
Yeah, a little space, some cereal kind of.
Did you say that's a
Oh, it's
hazy?
actually got a Lucky Charms kind of vibe because it's got like Lucky Charms. It's got little rainbows and all this stuff. And there's a bowl of cereal down. Oh, bowl of cereal down here. Realized that was off camera for the audience.
Mm.
But it's got like Lucky Charms throughout the thing here. But yeah, the
Nice.
hazy IPA out of Memphis, Tennessee. Bo Echo, hazy IPA from Wiseacre.
Boeco. I like that color.
That's got a little bit more coppery than your average
No, it looks
hazy
good. Like,
IPA.
well, if you look at my IPA in comparison,
Oh, you could see
we're
completely
talking
through
about-
yours.
we're
You can't
talking
see through
about-
mine.
yeah, for those of you not IPA fans, there are definitely some differences in IPAs. They all will taste terrible to you.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned is
It took me a while.
people that don't like IPAs, I just leave you alone about it. I don't like
Yeah.
hoppiness. Great, not gonna confront that.
And palates change. I drank. Do you remember? I drank mostly stouts for a long time.
You were a stout guy or like the basic ale.
Yeah,
The
stout,
basic ale.
basic ale, whiskey. Now, like, I kind of would lean more toward an IPA. Although I've started going a little bit more lighter, like a Kolsch or something.
I love
how's
a
that
good
over there?
Kolsch. It's got a good nose.
You
It
should join
says
me for
hazy
Kolsch night
IPA.
at Northern Row. There's a Kolsch night that they do.
Ooh, do they do the Kolsch service where you put the
Oh,
thing down? They
absolutely.
just keep
Yep.
bringing it.
Yep.
I love a good Kolsch.
They have the
They do it at
perfect little
ABC as
Kolsch
well every
glasses.
once in a while. That is fantastic. Bo Echo from Wiseacre. Right on. So
That's an IPA.
you've been to New Zealand. You're in New Zealand now
Yeah, I'm in.
because you're
New
lucky
Zealand.
enough to be in New Zealand. Well, like we said, it's like that scene in Wayne's World. We're like whisked away to magical Delaware.
Right.
Hi.
Right. So
I'm
here's
in
the
Delaware.
here's the situation we have. WWE 2K25 is coming out.
Mhm.
Big game release, new game, it's the updated over 300 on the roster. We're talking about if you haven't watched wrestling in years, there's wrestlers on there you know. I mean,
Very surprised by some of the names that we'll get to it, but some of the names
Yeah.
that are associated with this game and associated with the DLC packs.
yeah. So that game is not released until midnight wherever you are on March 7th. But if you're in New Zealand, you're a
As
day
you are.
ahead.
As you are.
As I am. My console definitely says that I'm in New Zealand, and that's, I guess, where I am. And so I've been experiencing the game. And it's fucking great.
To New Zealand.
To New Zealand.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about New Zealand except like Jay White's from there.
I am at my buddy's house in New Zealand. Don't you start with me, 100%.
Auchin off.
I'm in Auckland, yeah, with my
Auckland.
buddy Dave.
Auk from Auckland.
Auk from Auckland, yeah.
Auckland.
Aukie. Aukie, we
Aukie.
call him Aukie.
Auckland. Auckland Augie.
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 I used to work
Oi,
with
oi,
him,
oi.
Augie. His real name was Augustine.
Really?
But he was like 65 years old. Like a 65-year-old like
he had to
New
be old
York-
with that. He
New
had to be
York.
old with that name. He used to lead different legions of the Spartans into battle,
A
apparently.
65-year-old guy from New York
Augustine.
named Augie. You can imagine the personality.
Oh, I'm sure.
And he lined up with everything you're probably thinking about.
I'm sure he was very quiet and mild-mannered and kept to himself.
Oh, absolutely. Never spoke his mind.
Never
Told people what he thought.
Never shared an opinion. No.
Very reserved.
So anyhow,
So
the
you've got the pleasure of experiencing the game in New Zealand.
yeah. So I mean, any questions you have, I can answer them. I think I might even go live with it later tonight if anybody's interested. I'll maybe run through my universe a little bit. I did the elaborate process of setting up my universe.
You have all your stuff set up differently.
I like to go through a setup process. I look at the tag teams first and see if there's anybody that doesn't make sense. I go ahead and disband it. If there's anybody that needs to be added, I add it. This is pretty good. They've actually done some very smart things with the way they do teams. Like, a great example would be, even though they're not together, and I know you don't like them, but the Final Testament. On previous games,
where did I come out that I don't like the Final Testament?
You're not a Karrion Cross guy.
I'm a Karrion Cross guy.
I thought you were anti-Karrion.
I like Karrion Cross.
Anyway.
I like Karrion Cross. I loved Paul Ellering. I like the other two guys.
So what's interesting is, in past games, if you remember, you couldn't have people on 2 tag teams, or couldn't have them in 2 teams.
Okay.
So imagine trying to have the Authors of Pain and the Final Testament and Karrion Cross and Scarlet. Now you have subgroups, so you can make the Final Testament, put the people in it, label her a manager, label others as solo, label others as tag. So Ellering and Scarlet are labeled as managers. Other 2 are labeled as tag. And then underneath it has, like, you're making notes in high school. A little line that comes down and says Cross and Scarlet. And then another line that comes down and says Authors of Pain. So it's pretty interesting. For under American Made, there's a little subline that says Creed Brothers. Okay. So when they come out as a tag team, they're the Creed Brothers, but they're representing American Made. They've done a lot more with stables.
That would be wild, like, with, like, the New Day or the Freebirds.
Yeah.
Because you'd have, like, the 2, the 2, and the 2. You'd have, like, 3 lines branching off of that group, and that'd be cool. And then you'd also have, like, the trio.
Yeah,
you'd have the trio unit, and then you'd have all the solos as well, I guess, especially with the Freebirds.
The graphics have been tuned up a little bit. I haven't checked out a couple of the new features, like Raw Underground.
That's so hilarious that's in that game.
Yeah, Roll Undershed.
Roll Undershed.
Could we do a watch along on that? Oh yeah,
that was part of the Talking Shop stuff.
Talking Shop-a-mania. Yeah,
so good. Hopefully those guys do another one. Now that they're no longer with WWE, I hope to God.
Talking Shop-a-mania 3.
That's AEW can't get me to spend $50, but I will give Talking Shop-a-mania $50 any day of the week.
I haven't seen one of the 2 of them. I need access to one of the 2 Talking Shop-a-manias.
Oh, they're both fantastic. We watched them both when they came out, and man, what a great! I love old wrestlers poking fun at wrestling, a kind of a little tongue in cheek, more than I like young new wrestlers taking it seriously. I hate to say that. I'd rather watch Ricky Morton and Greg the Hammer Valentine do some stupid fucking skit than
how much
Ricochet.
Greg the Hammer Valentine's little agent negotiated that skit for.
Oh, Sausage Fingers probably.
You have been in an elevator with that agent and Greg Valentine.
So, yeah, those that haven't heard this story, one time Brendan and I were able to go to a convention with Jim Cornette, got to hang out for the day, got to meet and hang out with tons of cool people. But at one point, I get stuck in an elevator with Greg the Hammer Valentine and his agent, who is a little person that everyone lovingly refers to as Sausage Fingers. Like it's nothing. Yeah. Hey, Greg and Sausage Fingers are going to go over there. Who? Yeah. That guy. What's his name? I don't know. Okay. Everyone just calls him Sausage Fingers. And that's fine. And I'll never forget after being
He is a hustler.
I'll never forget being stuck in an elevator and just wanting so bad to just, hi, Greg the Hammer Valentine. But the look on his face let me know that was going to be the worst decision of my life. Trying to speak to the man would have not went well in any form. I talked to Sausage Fingers a little bit. Hey, how are you? A little repartee, a little back and forth. But nothing with Greg. And then we get off the elevator. We go over to Jim Cornette's booth. That's what I saw, and because we're getting off the elevator and they're all going to the wrestler area the same way we are. So it's not like, oh, get off the elevator and go in separate directions. We're still just kind of missile walking.
We're still walking
the
this
same
out.
direction. And we go, and you're there, and I sit down with you and Jim, and I look at Jim, and I was like, is he always, is he mad? What happened? Because, he woke up that way. Because I guess it's known that Greg is not a happy dude or an expressive dude most of the time, I guess. And to me, it came across just like, this dude's going to, like, wild Tonga kid my eye out of my face if I say anything to this guy. So I just talked to Sausage Fingers.
He's on the game, by the way, the Tonga kid.
I was going to say, Greg the Hammer Valentine?
Valentine was on one recently. He's not on this. Do you remember that man? I'll never forget. He made me fear a shin guard. They played the shin guard so well. Do you remember that he would turn it backwards before doing the figure four leg lock? Like, he's applying a metal plate to the like, I don't know what it really does, but the shin guard became the big thing with Greg the Hammer Valentine.
And that's really cool. And this makes me think about how old school wrestlers knew so much more how to make you fear something that way. Like you feared that shin guard, like brass knuckles for William Regal, or like Jim Cornette had a fucking tennis racket. But like, I watched AEW the other
Cowboy Bob Orton back in the day, and the
rope or the cast.
Do you remember the cast?
Yeah, the
on
cast.
The arm?
But
Lex Luger had a steel plate in his arm. They were trying to ban the forearm.
They tried to. They kind of got that in with Logan Paul a little bit, because he has like a metal plate in his hand or something like that.
Titanium punch.
They tried to work that in, which almost took. But it makes me think about. I just tuned into AEW this week, and they're doing an angle with Ricochet and Swerve Strickland, who I love. Swerve Strickland. I will never. He's fantastic. He's one of the best performers in the ring. He's fucking amazing. Killshot was the man.
Isn't it awesome? Okay, isn't it awesome though that it's like I had this same moment. I turned it on for a little bit. I was flipping back and forth between the new Evolve that started and AEW.
Okay.
But I'll say this. I sat there for a moment and said, God damn it, it's Killshot and Prince Puma. Like, I had that moment of, this is cool.
So, well, we'll come back to that in a moment, but it was so interesting to me how Ricochet and Swerve are trying to get the scissors over, because I guess Ricochet's been stabbing people with a pair of scissors, and the big turnaround was that Swerve stabbed him with a pair of scissors. And they're doing this thing with the scissors where they're grabbing them right by, like, if this is a wooden pen shaped like a pig, not scissors. But if this was scissors, they're grabbing them to where only that much of the scissor is coming out of the end. So like, they're only getting a little, like, they're not like, stab you with scissors. No, it's
that's called the New Jack grip.
Yes, this is the New Jack. New Jack would have done it right. New Jack would have just stabbed the dog shit out of Ricochet. He would have knocked him on the ground and ga 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 ga. And I think that's the difference, is that me knowing
I don't mind
holding it
dude,
like
it's the same way they hold the microphone. Look at Triple H's scissors. Look at Triple H's sledgehammer. The sledgehammer never got me.
He never swung it like a sledgehammer.
No, of course
not. He
always
like held
you
it.
Get your hand over the
it up, held the end, and hit him with that. Yeah.
The nastiest thing. Well, I just feel like my only problem with the scissor thing is this, and it's very simple. Within the last year, Don Callis has tried it with the screwdriver.
I was like, wait, he used scissors?
No, and I just feel it's similar. And
it is.
I don't know. My favorite thing, I mean, you want to talk about something you can hold like that that's terrifying. I mean, you ever seen them do the bamboo spikes?
Oh, the skewers.
God. The skewers. They're terrible.
Yeah, where they put them in the forehead and
oh, it's terrible.
Oh, my wrestler friends are going to fucking find me and punch me in the face.
No, you don't even need to talk about it. We just need to explain. Bam, skewers in the fucking head.
But what I like is a lot of times they'll put a rubber band on the end to
And
where
then
they stick it in, and then they pull the rubber band off, and it gives that like
flower. Yeah,
so
100%.
that's that visual. The visual of it going like bah.
That's a Callahan. That's a Moxley right there.
Yeah. But back to I want to circle back around to something that you kind of hinted at a moment ago, because you had talked about how looking at the screen, we're seeing Killshot and Prince Puma.
Yes.
Let's look at the other channel. The other channel for a moment. WWE. Penta's in. Penta's kicking ass. Penta's messing everybody up. Chad Gable went to Mexico to learn the dark arts of lucha.
Did you notice something about the way that was shot?
The camera quality, the camera usage, and the way it was filmed. What if he comes back with Dario Cueto?
That would be very interesting. Well, did you hear that TKO supposedly bought the rights?
The rights, they own it
to Lucha Underground and might do a resurrection. Because I thought the same exact thing. I thought the same exact thing.
Hire Marty the Moth. WWE, if this clip gets to you, if you are doing Lucha Underground, hire Marty the Moth.
There's no one else.
Just do it
immediately. It was immediate to me that the way it was shot, the cinematography, whoever directed it, almost took and did an homage to Lucha Underground with the way it was done.
Which needs Lucha Underground, and I'm preaching to the choir because you and I both have a very soft spot in our heart for that wrestling. That company needs to be celebrated a little bit more for how
unfortunately that company
big they built the story.
Yeah. Unfortunately that company screwed its wrestlers over at the end, but it needs to be celebrated for like who all was there. What they did.
They made me believe in an undead warrior. They made me believe in the hunter.
For those of you that aren't familiar,
what was Phantasma's name in that?
Who?
Phantasma, who is now Santos Escobar.
Oh, he was King Cuerno.
Was it King Cuerno? Because he was the hunter. King Cuerno.
He wore the head of that animal down.
Oh,
yeah. He was the hunter.
And who was the guy? Ezekiel Jackson was somebody. Big Zeke or Big Rick?
Zeke, Big Rick.
Yeah, Big Zeke. Rick. Big Zeke is
Matanza Cueto.
Get old Zeke.
Dario Cueto's brother, Matanza Cueto.
That was Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb. Every great indie wrestler and a couple of scrubs like Joey Ryan came through Lucha Underground at
Karrion Kross, Chelsea
point.
Green. And if you haven't seen it and you are
Thunder Rosa,
if you're a current,
Io Sky,
that's where Luchasaurus became a dinosaur. He was originally called Vibara and came out as a snake. That was
he was like a giant snake. Yeah,
that was supposed to be his name. And the minute he hit the ring, the fucking crowd went Luchasaurus, dun, 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 and they just made it up off of a chant because that crowd was freaking hilarious. And that
the crowd in the temple was one of the best examples of
hardcore.
The captive crowd. Like TNA had like people come into the Impact Zone. They never got reactions like that.
No.
When you have like a set area, because WWE travels around, but the companies that are in one spot, like TNA,
that's
Lucha
what
Underground,
gave NXT its thing for so long.
You have to be able to have that audience, and Lucha Underground.
It's your like home fans.
That fucking audience. Penta was at the time Pentagon Jr. was like the Michael Jordan of that company. He was their Hulk Hogan. I'm gonna say it. He was their Hulk Hogan. He was the person they took from nothing.
But Phoenix became that way a bit. Phoenix was their champ for a bit that way too. Pentagon was their anti-hero.
Johnny Nitro
was so dark.
Was there? Was it Johnny Lucha?
He was Johnny Mundo.
Johnny Mundo, because he was Johnny Mundo.
He's been Johnny Mundo, Johnny TV, Johnny Morrison, Johnny Nitro.
I think he's been Johnny Gimmick. I think he was like on the Indies. I think for
I
a little
wouldn't be
bit he was
surprised.
Johnny Gimmick or something like that. Like something to the effect of like the joke was Johnny whatever name was essentially what they were alluding to. But yeah, well, God, I miss Lucha Underground.
Well, we went into a complete wrestling thing. This continues to continually start turning into a.
It's becoming more and more of a wrestling show,
and now
and that's fine.
I will say we'll cover this real quick, and then we'll get on to something else. But you did mention that for the WWE 2K25 that they put out some downloadable content. They finally listed who they were because they had been doing teasers. Had you seen the teasers by any chance?
I have not caught a lot of the marketing. All I've seen about this game is the stuff that the reports and the articles. I haven't really even seen a commercial.
The marketing was brilliant for the DLC because it just showed on one of them, for example, it showed the Minnesota State House and the sky over it was tiger print. And then it cut to a picture of a number 1 over a ring. Then it cut to the streets of Mexico and a sombrero hanging on a light post. Then it cut to a chain. And then it cut to the earth with a crown on it. And that was Jesse the Body Ventura. Number 1.
Body Ventura. And
the
number 1. Give me the image and let me try to guess the person.
The image was a number 1.
A number 1?
Yeah. On his trunks, he had a 1 and then the rest of his name.
I'm drawing a total blank on that.
Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful.
Paul Orndorff.
Yes. The streets of Mexico with a sombrero.
Tito Santana.
The chain.
Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog. And the earth with the crown on it.
Sid,
exactly.
Master. Yeah, because he just passed. Because we just lost him.
Yeah.
I hate to say like you have to, but it would have been really fucked up if you didn't.
Younger me is very happy about getting to play as the ruler of the world in the game. The ruler of the master and the ruler of the world.
Ruler of the world.
Yeah. There was another one that was interesting that was cherry blossom trees in a tunnel and just walking through cherry blossom trees.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat?
No. This is newer people. Now, this is the ones that I was very excited about.
Cherry blossom.
Think about me being excited for this download. That's Julia. Then it cut to the streets of Michigan, or streets of Detroit, and on one of the parking signs, there was a hand that did this. Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh. I was like, Detroit. I'm like, Kevin Nash?
No, and then the last one was a skyline of Santiago, Chile, with a silhouette of Stephanie Vacour's horns.
Okay.
On one of the buildings. So, yeah. So that pack is going to be the Machine Guns, Julia, Stephanie Vacour, and a special celebrity yet to be announced.
Oh, I mean, I feel like the special celebrity is going to be Travis Scott.
Travis Scott will be one.
As much as they've integrated him into everything. Have they announced, is Bad Bunny on the roster?
They have 2 special celebrities yet to be announced. Well, Bad Bunny is on the roster.
If he wasn't on the roster, it would be Bad Bunny. But I think it's going to be Travis Scott.
I think the 2 are Travis Scott and I Show Speed.
I think I Show Speed is a good. I don't
know who he is. He's a big streamer.
He's a huge streamer.
But the fact that kid took a Braun Breaker spear like a champ, he was beaten into the business. Let the kid be in the fucking game.
Yeah.
I hate celebrities in games. Let the kid be in the fucking game. He almost got killed.
Not just the spear, but when Braun threw him out of the ring.
Yeah.
Otis caught him
and chucked him.
That sack of shit slam.
Yeah.
From what I understand, from what I've heard, that is just called a sack of shit. They call it a sack of shit. That it looked like he put all the real English he could on that motherfucking sack of shit because he just it literally you could tell you can always kind of tell when wrestlers are having fun, and by that I mean like they're
Beating
deep
up a
down, deep
non-wrestler
down, they're
celebrity.
like, "Ooh, that. Ooh, I can't. This is for the business. This feels good." Like you can always kind of tell when you watch enough wrestling when a wrestler is really kind of getting into it. Otis was into it in that moment.
There was another pack that was a chain link fence with a bandana on it and an ECW sticker.
See, that's my favorite edition of these rosters.
New Jack?
The fact that that's the thing that's gonna make me play the game.
Dude, you can do New Jack versus Sandman versus RVD versus.
I'm doing a career mode, and I'm just gonna be New Jack. I'm just gonna kill everybody. That's it. I'm just gonna get disqualified from every match. Everything's gonna go outside the ring. Everything's gonna get blood. I'm hitting the refs. I'm gonna be New Jack. I'm just stabbing everybody. They need to put a knife or a shiv under the ring.
Oh Jesus, that would be the add-on weapon for him.
If I play enough island,
the next scene.
If I play enough of the island, can I have a shiv for New Jack, please? WWE, listen to me. Let me play enough island to where I get enough points or whatever the thing is, where I get a shiv. Just for New Jack. No one else gets to use the shiv. The shiv only generates as a random weapon under the ring when you're New Jack.
Mike, don't tag it. Please don't tag WWE in this clip in the future. I would like to develop relationships.
You're gonna say don't tag New Jack. I was like, I'm tagging New Jack.
You remember when we? Oh, well, we're gonna leave some flowers. I don't never mind.
There's still a page that exists in his name.
Anyway,
Dude,
I'm so thrown off. Oh, the next scene after the chain link fence for you to guess was there's a ring with a J in it.
A ring with a J in it?
Yeah. A green J.
A green J?
Yeah.
Like a letter J?
Yep. In the same shot, there's also somebody holding up this sign.
Oh, Penta?
So yeah, that is actually Jordan Grace and Penta in one picture. The green J was for Jordan Grace. It kind of matches her green stuff. And then the next one was a really cool shot of it was a Prime bottle in the
Wow.
No.
Wow. I mean,
that's
good
not
for
the cool
him.
Shot. That's not the cool shot. That's
no, but good, but also good for him. Like that, that dude, love him or hate him, he got his brand in fucking everything.
Oh yeah.
He said, "You're gonna bring me in. I'm putting my brand. I'm putting my logo on all."
He's on the ring mat. He's on everything.
Kid's entrepreneur.
It's in the. What's the word I'm looking for? The foreground of a mountain, which crossing over with the game Ghost of Yote, which is coming out. It could be Mount Yote. I don't know. But it's a mountain in Japan. And the mountain's reflection in the water was Bull Nakano's face. Yes. So they're adding Bull Nakano to a game that has Alundra Blaze on it. And how cool is that? You can relive Alundra Blaze Bull Nakano. Like, who would have thought?
Are they going to give us an old, like, 1991 arena?
Oh, they've got all kinds of them. Is there anybody I missed? Oh, yeah. Okay, we've got... Okay, here's a little trivia question for you. This one, there was Spiderwebs. That's Victoria. There was a closet full of suit coats with a pink one in the middle. That was Mark Henry. It was subtle, but if you know, you know. It takes a second, yeah. And then there was the circle for European. There was a European title, and then DX circle. That's D'Lo Brown, Billy Gunn, Road Dogg. Technically, there are 2 people in this game that are under contract with AEW.
We looked at it, though.
Did you know that?
We looked at it, though. Because what's his name in the WWE game?
Wait, who?
Billy Gunn.
Yes, Billy Gunn is one.
No, but hold
And
on. Like, what's he credited as?
I'm sure
Is it
he's gonna be.
badass
I'm
Billy
sure he's
Gunn?
gonna be badass Billy Gunn.
Right,
Yeah,
because I think that's how this whole thing is working. I think it's
it's the
badass Billy
Attitude Era
Gunn.
Superstars pack.
Well, because in AEW he is daddy ass
Yeah,
Billy Gunn. So I think I would bet, and this is just me guessing. I have no reason to believe this is not based on fact. I would assume in AEW, I assume the character and the person they have signed is, well, first off, his real name is Kip Sop. He has the most pro wrestler name ever.
it's a pretty good pro wrestler name,
right? Like you went with Billy Gunn, which is fucking pretty cool. But
Yeah.
your real name is Kip Sop. Like that's a cool fucking wrestler name. But he goes by. They signed that guy as daddy ass Billy Gunn or just Billy Gunn, whereas WWE is licensing badass Billy Gunn. It sounds like I'm just saying the same things over and over again, but I think that's the important part is how they're presenting the name, as to why even if Tony Khan was like, or AEW was like, we don't want you to do that, I don't think they could stop it.
They don't really have the WWE owns the rights to that.
Yeah.
There's one more pack we'll go over real quick, and then talk about something else, and then move on or do whatever we do. But this one has a very interesting addition. I don't need celebrities, number one, but this pack is called the Duncan Destruction Pack. It's coming out in June. 3 NBA players.
It just hit one. Just hit me. Go ahead.
One just hit you. I think the 3 NBA players are. I only know 2. It would be Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton,
because those two were just recently.
They were both made appearances, and they have both talked about wrestling.
I got it.
Who you got?
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Think about it.
I mean, he was with WCW.
You have him
WWE
walk
owns
to the
WCW.
ring
Yeah.
with this Hogan. Exactly. You have Rodman and Hogan. That way, they're doing Hollywood Hogan. I saw there's a Hogan and a Hollywood Hogan. I'm still convinced that Hollywood Hogan was the good guy the whole time. We just didn't know it. I think deep down the whole time, Hollywood Hogan's the good guy. But I think we're going to be able to tag team up Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman.
Oh, that's what Bob says. NWO Rodman.
But if you do that,
they have the full NWO on there. By the way, the NWO is well represented with at least 5 guys so far on there.
How many of these celebrity slots are there? Anonymous celebrity slots, and is there a anonymous celebrity slot in that Duncan Doo-Doo pack or whatever you call it?
There's 3 NBA stars in that celebrity pack.
That's all that is.
There's 2 celebrities, 3 NBA stars. I think the 2 celebrities are, who did you say?
Travis Scott.
Ice Show Speed.
Hear me out. No. Hear me out. You're doing the 3 basketball players.
And
you're
2
doing Rodman. If you do Rodman, you've got Hogan, Rodman. You have to do Jay Leno.
You do not have to do Jay Leno.
No, dude. Oh my God. I can't believe it didn't hit me till right now. It's not going to be Jalen Brunson. It's going to be Tyrese Halliburton. It's going to be Dennis Rodman, and it's going to be Karl Malone. And you're going to be able to DDP and Karl Malone versus Dennis Rodman and Hogan. What is that? Was that Road Wild? 1998 Road Wild?
Yeah, maybe so.
It's going to...
But if you don't have Tyrese Halliburton, then you don't have Jalen Brunson, I don't think.
No, because
But Tyrese has done more, technically.
Yeah, I think he's been on a couple... He's actually done
But in that pack... In that pack, there's 2 more. That's the Great Khali.
That's a very interesting choice.
It's not as interesting as the other one.
Okay.
Because the other one never wrestled in WWE. The other one is currently a producer for WWE. And thanks to the TNA partnership,
did they give Abyss a character?
You've got Abyss.
I met that guy one day bartending. He had a meeting in the bar that we used to work at.
Did you meet him when he was Abyss or when he was Stamp Lickage?
No, he was. I think it was right before he went to WWE. There's a really good chance that the people that he was meeting with were WWE people, and I didn't know that. But
Gotcha.
like it was this was like Abyss had been gone. You know what I'm saying? Like you barely saw Abyss anyway in TNA. But like now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, there very much could have been like him meeting with, it was his like two suit dudes who clearly weren't wrestlers, and then he met with them. So
Gotcha.
anyway,
No, that's
good for
cool.
them putting Abyss in.
No, that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Oh no, I just got completely corrected. Let me pull up Bob here on YouTube. It was Prince Justice, not Stamp Lickage.
Yep. And we're referencing NWF tonight.
NWF at Peel's Palace.
Roger Ruffin, and his whole merry band.
Peel's Palace.
The memories, man. Peel's Palace smelled like piss.
So I found my one crazy story of the week that I think is just absolutely stupid. You can talk to me. I mean, we can talk about it for a second. We don't. I mean, I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but
we got time.
How much would you pay for a Cheeto?
Like a bag?
Did you see the Charizard Cheeto, bud?
Like a Pokemon bag of Cheetos?
Nope. Let me show you here. This is him. It's a Cheeto that is shaped like a Charizard. They're calling him Cheetozard. Now, what's crazy about that is...
Did somebody make that?
Nope. He was supposedly found that way. Supposedly. Yeah, I want to know if he was glued together, because he just went at auction for $87,000.
What?
$87,000.
I'm gonna start gluing Cheetos together.
I'm gonna start gluing Cheetos together.
I'm gonna make a Jesus Cheeto. I'm gonna make one shaped like the beaver from Buc-ee's. I'm gonna make one that looks like Prince. I'm gonna make all the Cheetos. We're about to be Cheeto rich. I'm gonna make a Dennis Rodman. I'm gonna make the entire WWE roster in Cheetos. I'm gonna make.
Why are we doing a show when we could be gluing Cheetos together and hanging out?
$87,000 Cheetos.
That was just one.
Glue Cheetos, get money, boy.
Oh man, glue Cheetos, get money. I want that on the shirt.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
You and I could sit around and have a craft day with a couple bags of Cheetos.
Could you imagine?
Look, this one's a snake.
So this is why I know we're financially, the world will always be okay.
No, I'm not okay.
We live in a world where one dude...
You know why I'm not okay? Because I'm considering gluing Cheetos together.
One dude can spend $87,000 on a Cheeto. So, like, there's enough money out there in the world. I just don't know how to get access to it. Like, because
it takes gluing Cheetos together.
I could not imagine how rich are you? How rich are you?
What do you do with it? Come here.
Hey,
come here. You want to see what I got in the den? You're not gonna believe it.
I mean, what do you put it in your? What do you go out on the town and like use it to try to talk to girls? Want to see something cool?
Yeah. Check this out.
You can't eat it. No,
you can't eat that.
What's it taste like? Regular Cheeto, probably. I don't know. Don't touch it.
And a little bit of glue.
And a little bit of glue.
And a little bit of glue.
I'm convinced they glued that Cheeto together.
This is
like when you and I were kids, there was always those stories about the woman who would like see Jesus and like the water drip on the wall, or I think it was so extreme at one point a woman saw like Jesus in like a grilled cheese sandwich or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the burn on a sandwich looked like Jesus to her.
Yep.
But like it's like that. Somebody was so desperate. And the thing is, like, yeah, I could see how they got there, but they convinced themselves that was a Charizard-shaped Cheeto, and then they were so passionate about it. Because that's the thing. It's not like, okay, you find a Cheeto.
I would have been thrilled to sucker somebody out of $100. They got a year's salary.
That's confidence. Imagine the confidence. You look at somebody and you go, look at this Cheeto. It looks like a Charizard. 99% of the population would just go great and keep on moving with their day.
Yeah.
But this person found the right human who went, oh, you know what? The person actually humored them for like 10 seconds and was like, huh, yeah, I guess it does look like a Charizard. And that hit that spark in that person's brain. And then they start doing that to everybody. Doesn't this look like a Charizard? Hey, it looks like. And then they made the little card.
What does that
and then
person
the
think?
Cheeto-zard.
Oh, I can flip this. Like, what are you gonna flip the Charizard? You gonna put it in your special
Does it say
collection of
where
odd?
they sold it? Like on eBay?
No,
like
it was
Sotheby's. Like, where do you sell that?
Discovered by a Georgia-based collectibles store between 2018 and 2022. The snack captured attention of the internet users before being offered on Golden's online marketplace.
Hold on. So it was discovered by people that run a what?
Georgia-based collectibles store. There were 60
bids.
Totally
glue these Cheetos together into a Charizard. They run a collectibles store and they just happen to find the Charizard Cheeto.
60 bids on the unlikely shaped snack, according to the listing. The total cost was $87,840.
World is broken. $87,000 for your Cheeto. It's nuts. That's nuts.
That's nuts.
Meanwhile, I'm over here losing bets
on
the Stadium Series. I had Columbus to win, 5.5 goals, and go into overtime. I got the 5.5 goals.
You got, and there was a chance for a little bit that it could have gone into overtime. I was watching it with you.
It could have went to overtime, but Columbus took it over 5.5 goals, but they didn't get to overtime.
Yeah.
That was real close. But right now, you and I actually have a bet going tonight.
We went ahead and threw in on one together. We're taking some.
We're actually looking at the Knicks-Lakers game tonight. You and I, and once again, we always like to say we are not betting experts. We are not gambling experts. Nothing that we are saying in this part of the show is advice. Do not do what we are doing.
Whatever the opposite of
we are betting.
Whatever the opposite of experts is, that's what we are. So with that being said.
Now, what I will say is this was the same game Barclay, the Charles Barkley parlay. So he put his name on it.
Charles Barkley's on
it. But what we're going for with the Knicks and Lakers game is 25 points for Luka Doncic.
I say
25 points from LeBron James. 25 points from possible WWE 2K25 DLC performer Jalen Brunson.
Like how you tied that in.
And 25 points from Karl Anthony Towns. Overall,
former UK standout Karl Anthony Towns. I'll be honest with you. It's an interesting parlay because you're looking at two teammates on each team. Brunson and Towns, James and Doncic are both teammates. So you're basically saying that those two guys together are each going to account for 50 points of their team, which is doable. But I have had issues in the past with LeBron James scoring 25 points. He seems to hover between 15 to 20 to me and gets rebounds and assists. Not in triple-double or double-double numbers. I mean, he's not the LeBron he used to be. I don't trust him for 25. Luka is still getting used to being there, but he's put up good numbers lately. Jalen Brunson, 25. Karl Anthony Towns, I have more faith in him putting up like 20 rebounds, but I went ahead and took this bet, and it's doable. I think if anybody screws it for us, I think in the order they get it, Brunson's number 1, Doncic's number 2, Towns is number 3, and LeBron is number 4.
So right now, because we're 10 minutes into this game, we are sitting at Luka Doncic at 3 points, LeBron James at 4, Jalen Brunson at 4, and Karl Anthony Towns at 0.
See, that's a hard start. See, Towns is going to be down low getting the rebounds that Brunson misses. And if Brunson is on, there won't be as many rebounds to get for Karl Anthony Towns because Brunson will be dropping those boys, and we'll have to see how it goes there. But Yeah, I went ahead and took it. I like the idea of us taking the same bet weekly, trying to find one that we both like and we both agree to. I think that could be the fun way to go from now on.
Yeah, that might be the way to do. We have one bet that we talk about. Once again, not advice. Don't place the same bet as us, but have fun out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Don't chase your bets. Don't bet more than you need
Yeah.
to. Take those free bets and use them that you can get. I'm right now just playing on
If you're
winnings
betting to
still.
win, we're not the people to talk to.
I've got $15 in winnings still sitting in there a little bit that
See,
I'm
he's got
using.
$15.
and
That's the kind of gambling that we do here.
and I'm nickel and diming it here and there. I'm nickel and
Man,
diming it. I wait for bet
$6 is the
boosts.
most money I've put down on a bet in a very
I
long
wait
time.
for bet boosts. I put my money on the bet boost. I hope it hits. It adds up a little bit, and I use their bet boost money to continually bet.
But you know, I'll always bet on
A final shot.
shot.
A shot. I knew it was coming.
So
Then
I
again,
have
I'm part of the show. Of course, I knew it was coming.
about to say like you help write the layout and the show run. So hopefully,
But a
but
fucking layout to this.
I have 3 options, but I kind of just want to go right to the first really interesting option. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you the tops.
Is there anything you've never done?
I haven't done any of this.
Oh, you haven't done any of them. Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm going to show you I usually show you the tops of the bottles.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the bottoms.
Okay. Interesting. That green is very tempting.
That is the liquid.
Although,
that is not a colored plastic. That is the color of the liquid.
that is the color of the liquid because it could almost look like a bottle of Tanqueray.
No, that's a clear bottle. That's a clear plastic with a color.
I'm curious for you to do that. I want to know what that is because show me the color again. The only things I can think are something in the sour apple family or the Midori
I'll do that
family.
so you don't see the label, but you can see the color.
I'm thinking in the sour apple or the Midori family.
Okay.
What
You
is
want to
it?
pull yours up, or you want me to reveal mine?
I just have one bottle. You want to pick it?
That one.
That one. Beautiful.
Patties.
We're going with a little bit of Patty's Irish whiskey.
Okay. So the color you mentioned, really green. You had mentioned what 2 products?
Midori, which would be a melon liqueur from Japan, although the bottle doesn't look the same. And then the other one would be sour apple pucker.
Well, I don't think this is the actual brand of Midori,
But it's melon.
but this is a cantaloupe and watermelon alcohol.
Interesting.
This now the reason I picked this up is simply because of the brand and how it's normally served. You ever been to like a bar, a cheaper bar?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you've been to a cheaper bar. We both have. But you ever been to a bar that passed out shots in test tubes?
Yes, I have.
What are those normally called? There's a name, there's brand.
That I don't know.
It's 2 words that rhyme.
I'll know it once you say it because they come in like 25 packs.
Mm-hmm.
They come 5x5 wrapped in plastic. They're usually diluted down versions of famous shots, your redheaded sluts, your things like that. They are called. Oh my God, we used to have them at one of the first places
Starts
I
with a T.
bartended, which was a theater.
Starts with a T. Second word starts with an S.
Thirsty. I don't know. What is it?
A Tudor shooter.
Tudor shooter.
Tudor shooters. This is the liquor from Tudor Shooters in its own branded bottle called Tudors. Tudors, hold on. Tudors.
Interesting.
So Tudors now serves their products in airplane bottles. Now this is only 13.5% alcohol. So we're looking at 27 proof.
God damn it, mine's 80 proof.
Well, I can do something higher proof if you want. We can save this for another time.
Is there something else there you haven't done?
Oh yeah, I haven't done either of these. So you're doing what proof?
80.
I'm just gonna do this and find out what it is because I don't know if I've ever had this.
This is exciting. Can you real quick tell me what Meat Church Barbecue is on your hat?
Oh yeah, Meat Church Barbecue. Go to meatchurch.com. They're not a sponsor, but it's a great company that I love. They make spices, barbecue rubs, barbecue products. If you've eaten food at my house that's been cooked in the summertime, I've used something from their seasoning. I've used one of their seasonings.
I've probably had it
I
then.
love this company. Their products are incredible. Shout out to Matt Pittman. He makes incredible stuff. Meatchurch.com. If you need barbecue supplies, go there. Can't recommend it enough. Meatchurch.com. Not sponsored, but go there. Do you remember? Do you remember like a month or so ago? I had a 99 gold.
I don't remember. Yesterday.
It was a 99. It was like a 99. The 99 brand that we always dance with. That. It was like their tequila, like a 99 gold. It was like a tequila flavored.
Oh yeah. It was a tequila flavored drink. It was almost like they didn't want to say tequila because they legally couldn't say tequila.
Well, they got bold with this one. They actually just straight up said, "We're going to make 99 whiskey."
99 whiskey.
99 whiskey. We got Bob shouting out Meat Church. Got Holy Cow and a Holy Voodoo. Voodoo is fantastic.
Do you know what he's talking about? Oh, yes. Holy Voodoo.
Holy Cow is their Texas style pepper forward like beef rub. Like it's great for beef ribs, brisket, great for beef. Voodoo is their Cajun seasoning. It's got a lot of garlic and pepper in there. I will put that on chicken or put it on cream cheese and smoke cream cheese and then just dip crackers in smoked cream cheese. Nice. Let's go, baby. But we've got 99 whiskey.
What do you got again? Food section on this pod. Why have I never thought of that? I've got a little bit of Patty's Irish whiskey.
You know what? This summer we're gonna have. I'm gonna do recipes. I'm gonna go over barbecue recipes.
I've been thinking we also
show a picture and then talk about how to make it.
And I'm also thinking about the fact that each of us have either created or at least made so many different drinks. We could bring you drinks as well. And maybe start filming videos separately just of drink tutorials that we could pop up in the middle of the show. I've got some back here.
You want to go over drinks, but you've got the same thing. Like I've written down more drink recipes.
I have a lot that I've collected from other places. Like I have the TJI Fridays secret manual of the TJI
I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but I've forgotten more drinks than probably most people have. Like I've forgotten more recipes.
I 100% have forgotten more recipes than I know.
Most people know how to make it.
Someone was asking me about magic the other day, and I've forgotten more magic than I know. Like it's the same thing with drinks. But yeah, I have Patty's Irish whiskey. 80 proof.
99 whiskey. So let's find out what's up.
The last time I had this is actually from, it's amazing to say this. This is from the same county in Ireland that my family is from. I know that because I have a family history crest on my front wall out there. And one of the earliest instances of my family name is a marriage that happened at a church in County Cork in Ireland. And this is from the Cork Distillery Company in Cork, Ireland.
Oh, no.
What do you mean, oh, no? Is it fake whiskey bad?
I'm actually going to put this in a glass for this because I need to get, like, nose on this bad boy.
No, you don't. Don't ever do a 99 anything.
Oh, my God.
Have you not learned anything from watching me shoot all those 99 bullshits?
Cheers, brother.
Oh, man. I'm going to chase this with a Mountain Dew because I'm not ready, but
I have no chaser.
The way we are. Cheers, everybody. Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey. How bad is it, buddy?
It's just vodka.
It's vodka with a fake flavoring?
It's vodka with not enough fake oak flavoring. It says blended whiskey with 80...
Uh-oh, with what?
Here's what they did. I read the label. And
Here's what they did.
blended whiskey, which could be fucking anything.
Yeah.
Blended whiskey can
Blended, you never know what the fuck you're getting.
with 80% grain neutral spirits.
Oh, okay. 80% is basically
It's vodka. Vodka.
Yep.
They mix shitty vodka with blended whiskey to stretch it out.
Yeah.
What was the intention
Nice.
with this product? Like, that's the thing. Like you said, there's that dude on TikTok who's always like, who pull things up in a store and go, "Who's buying this?" Like, that's what I want to know. We are. Still a little bit left in the bottle though, but
and we're shooting it. Oh, get that little bit. He gonna do a little bit more. There it is.
It almost dances into like.
It dances. Listen to him. It dances across the palate.
It almost just tastes like you put bitters in vodka.
Ah,
like that's the vibe good. I'm getting.
That's not good at all.
But no. But that's been a shot.
Well, it's been fun, man.
Been a show.
We did a long one tonight. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody on YouTube, on Twitch. Thanks for tuning in.
Future viewers, like, subscribe, do all the
future
things.
Viewers on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, make sure you check this out later on. We're going to put clips up online. Make sure you go to 2DWH, subscribe, like, do all the things. You can follow us on Instagram at 2dudeswearinghats. You can follow me at that dude named Mike. You can follow him at that dude named Brendan. You can email us at dudes@2dwh.com.
Yep.
With questions or just to tell us to fuck off. I don't know.
Bullshit with us during the show. Feel free to chat anytime. Chime in with us.
Chat.
Bob needs someone to talk to. Bob needs someone to talk to. Come talk to Bob.
But this has been a great one. Once again, thank you all for listening, tuning in. Not the show. That. Oh, God.
Yep, right there. Bob needs friends to talk to. Yes, he does. Come be friends. Come join our little community. Are you okay, bud?
I hate this 99 brand.